Yes, Rathod, describe about yourself in 2-3 lines which you have not mentioned in your DAP.
Sure, sir. My name is Sagar Rathod, and uh, I was basically brought up in Bangalore. My father works in GTRE DRDO, and I have spent a large chunk of my life in the DRDO township. That's where I got inspired to take up the job in the armed forces because of the availability of lot of armed forces members posted in the DRDO township.
Okay. Why you are interested to join CAPF as assistant commandant?
Yes, sir. Growing up in DRDO, I got to speak with a lot of the army officers there, and I got lucky that one of my neighbor was an army officer. So while speaking to him, I got to know about CDS, and I appeared for CDS. And while I was appearing for CDS, I got to know about this exam called as CAPF, and I felt that the job profiles of both CDS and CAPF were similar. Hence, I decided to give an attempt for this exam.
Okay. Name 3-4 personality traits which you have on the basis of which you can be selected for assistant commandant job.
Sure, sir. Sir, I believe I have the quality where I do what I say. That is, I have the quality of assertive leadership. And I have the quality where I can bring the best out of everyone in the team. I have been a captain of various teams in my school, such as my school cricket team. And over there, I was able to motivate a lot of people who did not really have faith in themselves. And I was able to get the best of their line of thinking. And I believe in certain vision. And when I believe that, I try to implement it in full, sir. And then again, I am someone who does not mind talking to anyone. I can mingle with a lot of people to help me secure at this job.
Okay. Describe how the Bangalore as a city has grown as IT hub.
Yes, sir. So basically, post the liberalization, the IT boom happened in Bangalore, and the primary reason for this happening was the pleasant weather of Bangalore. This is what attracted the foreign investors a lot. And then the proactive steps taken by the government at that point provided a conducive environment for these ITs to be set up in Bangalore, and this is how the boom happens.
Okay. What are the other problems which Bangalore as a city is facing?
Sorry, sir, I couldn't hear you. The connection
What
got
are
lost.
other problems which Bangalore as a city is facing these days?
Sure, sir. Sir, primarily nowadays, when people think of Bangalore, they associate traffic with it. And traffic has really become a huge problem in Bangalore these days. And the other problems are such as the shortage of water, sir, and then illegal constructions over the lake, like the lake land is being encroached, and buildings are being bought up there, sir. So these are the few points that I think are the problems in that.
Talking about the illegal construction, Bangalore was earlier city of lakes, and the area wherever the lakes dried up, we built up the construction. And in last 2-3 years, there were a lot of floods, and we faced a lot of problems out of illegal construction. So how do you describe it?
I completely agree with what you have said, sir. This is what is rising to the urban floods phenomenon. And I believe the government and the BBMP, that is the drying up and encroachment of lakes, is only going to further worsen the situation that we are in. And as the current reports from various international organizations are suggesting that the climatic events are going to become only more extreme. That means that there is going to be even more heavy rainfall. And when there is going to be heavy rainfall, the water will have no place else to go. And this will end up in flooding the places in Bangalore, especially these apartments in Bangalore, which have lower basements, sir, like in underground -1 and -2, they will 100% definitely start getting flooded, sir. And this is a very, very serious concern. And the authorities should very strictly look into this.
Okay. What is your order of preference for the CAPF and why?
Sure, sir. My first preference is CISF, second is SSP, third is CRPF, fourth is BSF, fourth is ITBP, and fifth is BSF, sir. Sir, primarily my first option is CISF because I think the force is only going to grow in the coming years, sir. With the government's ambition of becoming Atmanirbhar, all the key infrastructures are only going to multiply in the coming years. And I feel being part of CISF will help my career progression in a better way compared to the other forces. And also the other factors in CISF include the family life also has attracted me, sir, and hence I have given my first preference for CISF.
In next 10 years, in India especially, we won't be able to differentiate between the private security and the public security. How do you amplify this statement?
Sure, sir. Maybe there might be some private securities coming up in the future, sir. But key government infrastructure can never be trusted and handed over to a private company, sir. Because if something happens over here, like the government cannot say that it has been handed over to the private and we are not responsible. Here, the government will be completely responsible, such as key places like the airport or something like an ISRO. Here, it is the government's property and the government only has to be responsible for this, sir. Hence, I partly disagree with you that we may not be able to differentiate. I can say we can differentiate clearly between the government and the private security in terms of the locations in which they provide securities.
Okay. Airports are being controlled by Airport Authority of India. A time may come when the government may say that let us deploy private security on the airports. So don't you think that such a phenomena will ever come in our country?
Sir, I cannot say that it may never come, sir. But if you were to ask my personal opinion, I am strongly inclined that we need a specialized force to tackle the problems in the airport, sir. And blindly having faith in a private company to do this critical job is not the right way in my opinion.
Supposing private security personnel are trained for 9 months under CASF and CASF gives them training. So then what is the hindrance in deploying such personnel who are trained by CASF in handling the airports?
Sure, sir. I'll again go back to my first point where I mentioned that airport is a very key government institute. And if something happens over there, then the government will be responsible for it. And the government cannot say that it is under a private institute who have been trained enough, but for that. It will be a huge gamble, in my opinion, to do this, sir.
Okay. What are other public institutes which are being protected by the CASF?
Sure, sir. From what I can recollect, it is the ISRO and then the seaports of India. And I have read that a few mines of the government of India are also protected by CISF.
What is the difference between VA and VPs which are to be protected during war?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of this, sir.
Okay.
I'll look into it.
This is basically means vital areas and vital points.
Okay, sir. Sure. Thank you very much.
Vital areas and vital points. But you must learn the difference between the two.
Sure, sir. I'll make a note of it definitely.
Because this is your basic job in CSF.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Similarly, Border Security Force and ITBP during war will be given the additional task of protecting VAs and VPs.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for the information.
Say some of the bridges on which rail communication is there, which is important from strategic point of view. During war, these bridges we will be guarding.
Okay, sir.
There is a large ammunition point. That ammunition dump will be guarded. Say airport of Air Force in Srinagar, that will be guarded because that is strategic airport.
Correct.
So these are the vital areas and vital points. Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I'll definitely read about it.
Who is the current chief of the CRPF?
CRPF. Yes, sir. Oh, Director General Sri Kuldeep Singh, sir, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, Shri Kuldeep Singh, Director General. Okay. And who is the chief of NCB? NCB. Narcotics Control Bureau.
Hello. Sorry, sir. I don't know what happened, sir.
There is some problem with internet at your end. It is showing low bandwidth.
Oh, my bad, sir. Oh, I'll just try to. Oh, stop here. Yeah. Yes, sir. Now I'm a little closer to the hall, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, we were asking one question that was related to who is the chief of NCB?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, yes, I am hearing you, but there is some problem in internet.
Yes, sir. Like I was in the room. I'm now in the hall, sir. You can talk to me, sir.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
just next to the modem, sir.
So are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you fine, sir.
Okay. Who is the chief of NCB?
I am not aware of this, sir. I'll look into it.
What is the role and task of NCB?
The role and task of NCB is to enforce the NDPS Act, sir. That is the Narcotic Drugs and the Psychotropic Substances Act, sir. They regulate the growth, distribution, and control of these substances, sir.
Okay. In recently the Aryan Khan case, NCB could not file the charge sheet against him. What was the reason?
Sir, I am not fully aware of this case, sir, but I believe it was due to lack of evidence, and they were banking on a few WhatsApp messages of Aryan Khan trying to link him with the case, sir, which was not held in the court, sir. But I'm not completely aware of this case.
Do you think that there is requirement of stringent training the officers of the BSF, ITBP, SSB, NCB, as far as the NDPS Act is concerned?
Yes, sir. I agree 100% with what you're saying, sir. I believe like they have to be completely trained with this act, sir, so that when they gather the evidence, sir, it is 100%, 100% protected and guaranteed that the conviction happens, sir. Because I believe sometimes, as they are not aware of how the forensics must be done, there might occur some lapses, and this will in the end make the accused go free. So if we properly train our men, then they can do the forensics job in a better way, and this will help in convicting the criminals, sir.
Okay, there is problem of drugs and arms via drones in Jammu as well as Punjab and Rajasthan border. Supposing you are company commander with the BSF, how will you tackle this problem?
Sure, sir. Firstly, I will post my. I will make sure that the men are posted like in proper intervals along the border, sir. And then I will try to derive or make a chart and see what routes are majorly being used by the men, these people, to get the drugs. Because I believe they might have found some dark or thing that is beyond our vision, sir, and they're trying to sneak into these. So I'll try to increase the patrolling and try to find these precise locations where these drones are being flown over. Then I will start posting my men in these locations more, and then I will also train them in how to like take down these drones, sir. Like, I'm not sure what training is done, but if there is any particular training, I will make sure that my men are trained in that particular skill, sir, of how to shoot it down. And also I will report the same to my senior and request for new technologies, such as using the jammers that can distort the frequency, and then the drone will become ineffective. So I will request that such new technologies be given to us, sir, and which will help us tackle this problem in a better way.
As the officer, you will liaison with how many sister agencies so that you get information on the subject from time to time. By sister agency, I mean to say police, raw, etc. Name those agencies which you will be liaisoning with.
Sure, sir. I can think of the state police, sir, enforcement directorate, and NCB, and my other sister forces such as ITBP, or if anyone else is posted in and around that area, or who's facing a similar threat, I would get in
Once
touch
you are
with
in the
them.
BSF along the border, how many agencies besides you must be operating on the ground? How do you visualize it?
My apologies, sir. I really don't know what's happening. I'm sitting next to the modem, sir.
No problem. My question was, as a officer in the
Yes,
BSF,
sir.
how many other agencies you must be interacting besides controlling the troops on the border of BSF? How many sister agencies will be there? They will be active besides you in gathering the information. Name those agencies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can think of the Indian Army, sir. And if I'm somewhere near Gujarat, then I believe even the Indian Navy will be involved, sir. Then the NCB will also be there, sir. Then the state police, sir. And then the state police involved in the protection of the waters near the boundary, sir. I'm not getting the name of that agency. And enforcement directorate will also be there, if I'm not wrong, sir. And then like institutes like IB and RAW also might be in the play here, sir.
How you can get more information from the raw? And why?
I believe there is something called as the multi-agency center, sir, MAC, in which they put the day-to-day information about all the terrorism related activities, sir. And I believe it is indeed necessary for me to be in touch with them, because only then I will be aware of the threats that I might face, or then I will only become reactive. But instead, our goal is to be proactive, sir.
You must get information from the RAW, because RAW is the agency which only deals with the external intelligence agency.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Because they have got more sources, more bases, and they spend a lot of time in the adversary country for collecting the information.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I was aware of it. I just couldn't say. Thank you,
Therefore,
sir.
we should liaison with the RAW. And moreover, you will be
Yes, sir.
dealing with the sources of RAW also.
Okay, sir.
Once they come in, once they go out, this will be one of your additional tasks.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
How can we resolve our border dispute with the China? China is building a lot of infrastructure as per the US intelligence. Describe.
Yes, sir. From what I've read, like, although China is saying one thing, they're doing something else on the ground, sir. And this is really an alarming situation, sir. And I believe talks must be held at the highest level to make sure all these constructions in disputed land should be stopped. And I also feel India should start taking proactive measures, sir, in certain ways, that we should not be caught off guard in any situation of a mishap. So I believe we also should reinforce and make sure that we are well equipped to tackle any challenge that might come from these kind of provoking activities by China, is what I feel, sir.
What are the points which we have not been able to sort out after the Galwan conflict?
Yes, sir. From what I can recollect, it is the Pangong Lake, sir. Like, there are many fingers along the lake, sir. And China is claiming till the finger 4, if I'm not wrong, and India is claiming till finger 8, sir. And then I believe along Dapsang or Deepsang Valley also there is some disputed areas, sir. These are the two things that I can recollect, sir.
What was the issue of Dogla?
Sure, sir. Doklam is a very strategic situation, sir. Those who can get control of Doklam will be at the high ground, sir. And high ground is essential in any war, sir. And this is why Chinese started to aggressively approach towards Doklam. Once they get to Doklam, sir, then they have an easy access to Siliguri corridor also, sir. And Siliguri corridor is one of the most critical areas for India. Hence, India had to step in and make sure that the China don't secure the Doklam Valley, sir.
Okay. What is the role and task of the ITBP?
Sure, sir. The role and task of ITBP is to guard the India-China border, sir. And they are also tasked with providing security to the people living along these borders, and also community building exercises so that these people along the borders like start to have more faith in the Indian personnel there, sir.
How do you differentiate the work of ITBP and Indian Army along the LAC in front of China?
Sir, I'm not able to think of the exact difference, sir, but if you would allow me, I would like to take a guess here.
Yes.
Sir, so I believe Indian Army takes control of the area where there is like clear-cut dispute between both the nations, sir. Like, they are also not agreeing and we are also not agreeing, and it is not properly demarcated at all. There, this may be an active region. There, the Indian Army is positioned, but in other places where there is some decent understanding that what is your area and what is my area is where ITBP is posted, sir. But I'm not completely sure of this answer.
what is the difference between LOC and LAC?
Sure, sir. So LOC is the line of control, sir. It is between the India and Pakistan, sir. This is a clearly demarcated border through the Shimla Agreement. Whereas LAC is the line of actual control, sir. Here there is no clear demarcation, is what I can recollect, sir.
And what is border?
An international border is where both the countries are agreeing that clearly defined borders of both the countries exist, sir.
Okay. There is some problem with the internet today.
Yes, sir. My apologies, sir. I really don't know what's happening, sir.
Because it is always depicting low bandwidth on the side of Sagar Rathod.
Okay, sir. My apologies, sir.
No problem. No
I'm
problem.
literally sitting next to the modem, sir. Yes.
We'll talk about your hobbies and interests. You have got interest of football, watching movies. So, at which level you have played the football?
Sir, although I was interested in football, sir, I've played cricket, sir, for Karnataka State Cricket Association along the Division 3, sir. Like in Karnataka, there is Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, sir. So the teams that progress well go from Division 3 to Division 2 to Division 1. The year I participated in Division 3, we made sure that our team reached Division 2, sir. But after that, I was age out from the tournament and hence I couldn't further participate in this event, sir.
Okay. So you are selected as the assistant commandant in CISF, and you find that troops are not interested in the cricket because they belong to the village. Most of the troops are from the village, but you want to have a team for the fun so that you can play it on Sunday or holidays. How will you motivate the troops and how will you go for the selection and training of the team in cricket?
Sure, sir. So firstly, I would tell to my men that at the end of the day, sports is not about excelling, but rather going out there and having fun, sir. And then I would promote some activities like watching the sport if permitted by the seniors, sir. And then in order to select them, sir, I would personally go there and I would hand over the bat to each and every person. Like I believe if someone is able to hold the bat in a decent way or how I show them to hold it, sir, then they can be trained in a decent manner to become a batsman, sir. And to select a bowler, sir, I would ask them to like ball whoever can, and I would encourage them to ball, sir. And then for a fast bowler, if anyone is bowling with a decent pace, then I can take him as a fast bowler. And then in order to select a spinner, I would see who is able to get in more revolutions on the ball, sir. Because more revolution would indicate that he has some potential to become a spinner. And cricket, and then I'll have to pick a wicket keeper, sir. So someone who is a little tall and who is more agile and flexible, I would encourage him to take up wicket keeping in the sports.
Okay. Where is Haji Pir Pass? And once it was captured by our Indian Army in 1965, why did we return it to Pakistan?
Sure, sir. Haji Pir Pass is located in Pakistan, sir. And once we captured
Which
it
part of the
during
Pakistan?
I believe I'm not able to recollect the exact place, sir. I will look into it. And I believe India returned it back to Pakistan as a sign of goodwill, sir, hoping that they would appreciate it and this would help resolve our dispute in Kashmir, sir. But unfortunately, that did not happen.
How do you differentiate it with Nathula Pass?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to think about it at this moment, sir.
Okay. How do you control discipline of the men in your company? Say 100 men are available with you. Besides duty, what all activities will you perform or get performed from the troops so that there is a lot of discipline in your company?
Sure, sir. Firstly, I would do strict messaging, sir. I would tell them that if I would tell them in advance, sir, like what I expect from them and what would be the consequences if they do not perform their duty well. I would make it clear cut and if possible, I will paste it on a board or something, sir. And then I would try to promote sports activities in the among our men, sir, because sports also helps to inculcate discipline, sir, and improve and bring in a sense of brotherhood, sir. So these are the two things that I can think of that I will do to improve the discipline among the men.
Okay. One fine evening, when you wanted 35 men for the airport duty in Srinagar city, you found that 2-3 men have not arrived for the duty and they have gone for just relaxing in the local market without your permission. What you will do?
So sure, sir. As I had said, like I would first, beforehand tell them what is expected of them, sir. And here it is a clear violation of what I had instructed them. So I would make sure that they are punished, sir. Because if I let them go without any consequence, this would encourage others to do the same, sir. So in order to prevent this, I would make sure that they are punished, sir. But then again, the severity of punishment would depend on how often they are involved in such accidents, sir, incidents, sir. I would look at their performance sheet, and if it's like the first time they're doing, then I would suggest for a lesser form of punishment. But if it's a repeated action, then I would ask for a more severe action to be taken against these people, sir.
Once they come back to your company for duty, they tell you साहब रोज रोज का काम है, एयरपोर्ट पे सेम ड्यूटी रहती है, हमने संडे के दिन एक टैक्सी पकड़ी और हम डल गेट पे डल लेक देखने चले गए, हम घूम फिर के शाम को वापस आ गए. So now how will you arrange for the entertainment of the troops besides the duty?
Sure, sir. Firstly, in such a situation, I believe I will need the permission of my senior, sir, because I don't think it will be in my power to make arrangements for their entertainment, sir. But if given a power to do so, I will see during the time in which most of the men are free, sir. Like if there is a particular clash of time where all of them are free, then I would promote some, as they had said, some sightseeing activity or some sports activity or some leisure fun gathering activity can be promoted.
Okay. Say 3-4 your Jawans say that we want to go for Amarnath Yatra, which is going on in these months, and it will continue up to July. So how will you allow them to go for Amarnath Yatra from Srinagar airport?
Sure, sir. Firstly, I'm not sure what the protocol is, sir, but whatever the protocol is there, I will definitely follow that, sir.
You can
And
give
if
them leave. Leave is within your power. You can give them 7 days leave.
Okay, sir. Then I would grant them the 7 days leave, but I would warn them in advance that if I am going to give this leave to you now, then you cannot use it for anything else. So, like if anything else occurs later, then I might not be in a position to grant the leave to you. So, with this due warning and making sure that they are aware of my constraint as well, I would grant them the leave.
Okay. What other options have you kept ready in your mind besides this job?
Sure, sir. Post my engineering itself, I was placed from campus for an IT company, sir. And I believe if I fail to secure this job in any way, although I'm fairly confident that I'm going to secure a job this time because I have put in a lot of effort and I believe my papers have gone well. But God forsake, but unfortunately, if I don't make it somehow, then I would go back to IT field, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. We are stopping.
Thank you
the
very much,
recording.
sir.